Bang, Neves Knives. I'm Jared. My lovely wife, Kara, is at work. And this knife right here is the Shirogorov F95 monkey edge frag pattern, but the video is about what's in this knife pack. This is a knife pack I haven't been through in a while. It's got a bunch of budget knives, and let's start going through them. I'll try to get through them pretty quickly because there's quite a few knives in here. So first one is a Cabela's knife. Now this has a recurve, 440C G10. It actually has really good action. I mean, surprisingly good action. Even the thumb studs are really good. It's not assisted. Deep carry clip. It's a knife you wouldn't, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but when thinking of Cabela's knives, I wouldn't think that they'd be as good as this. And yeah, this is really amazing action. I mean, the detent, that was my fault. The detent is well tuned for reverse flick, thumb flick, or even the flipper tab. All right, and it's even got a nice little pivot collar there. I think these things were like 20 bucks or something like that. I actually got it sent to me. Next one, I actually just recently had this one in a video. It's what made me think about this video. The Ganzo F756, 440C. A lot of people say it's a 940 clone. You know, I know the design is from the 940, but if you ever held this and a 940, they are 100% different. And it's not quite like the Contigo either. The Contigo is a lot bigger. The handle's different. You know, this handle's even different than the 940. But great knife, great EDC knife, great budget work knife for somebody that just needs a good, hard-working budget knife. You know, it doesn't have a lot of money to spend, but needs a good quality knife. This is a damn good knife. Great action. The access lock on it is very strong. Next, this knife is actually broken, but it is the Boker, oh man, what is it called? I can't even think of the name of it. The Boker, I'll write it on the screen. I can't think of the name of it right now. But it's actually a good quality knife aside from this showed up. You know, I was going to try to fix it, but there's no fixing it. There's just way too much play in between the lock bar and the blade. So it has a lot of wiggle, but it does have really nice carbon fiber scales, a titanium clip. I might just recycle parts from this. And yeah, I mean, cool blade shape, just a straightforward design. But yeah, it's unsafe. I mean, it's probably savable, but it would need, you know, probably a lock bar insert or possibly a bigger stop pin. It does have internal stop pins, if you can see in there. VG10, but yeah, cool knife, just not savable. At least at this point, you know. I'll take it apart again and see if I can't tune it up again. The next two knives are a twofold. The Ganzo FH11 and the Ganzo FH12 or 13. So the 12 and 13 are both frame locks, just one's a blacked out version. So this is the exact same. This one's just the stainless steel version with the non-blacked out blade. D2, so it's not stainless steel, but what a great knife, man. The Ganzo FH11, or should I say a really good knife. I'm not going to say great, but a really good knife. The action is stupid smooth. I mean, it does actually have guillotine action. I mean, it's so smooth, very easy to deploy, a straightforward knife, nice deep carry clip. The lock bar is easy to get to, and on the G10 one, you know, it's the liner lock is still easy to get to. It's just a great knife, man. Straightforward. It kind of looks like a steak knife, and I know they label this as a drop point, but this is a straight back, in my opinion. It has a little bit of drop to the point, but not much. And then we did do the modification on this. We did this splash pattern on there. Yeah, just testing out some mod work. We heat anodized the clip. So, yeah, just messing around, but they're both really cool knives. They're only like 30 bucks too. D2 and amazing action. If you want to feel what really smooth is, that's definitely a good knife to do it if you are on a light budget. Next, the Kershaw Knockout. This is an assisted knife, and ours, you can't hear it rattle right now, but you can hear the access, the assist bar rattling around in there. The thing is at 100% lockup, it still is locked up strong. I mean, no play from any direction. So it's still ticking. I don't think it's centered, but the action's still really good. It's a very slicey knife. Just a great knife, man. Great work knife. And you can see this one's been heavily used, you know, it's definitely been worked over, carried a lot. USA made though, man. It's hard to beat. I think this one was 65 bucks, 14C 28M blade steel. But you can get these in M390 for under $100, which is a really good price. Aluminum handles. It does have the subframe lock. I need to put some grease in there or something and stop that thing from rattling around. But yeah, fantastic knife. Next, we have the Kershaw Leak. This one, the assist bar is broken, but I don't care. Everybody always tells me you should send it in and get the assist bar fixed. I don't really care. I can technically flick it out if I want to with a little bit of wrist, but I like the thumb stud action. I mean, no, it doesn't have a detent at all, but I just slow roll it. It's all, you know, very slicey, nice, thin, hollow ground, Warncliffe blade. I use the heck out of this thing for about a year straight. Like, this was the only knife I carried, and I put it through everything. I mean, you can see, I mean, I cut drywall with this thing. This thing was on the job site with me every day, and it was just a heck of a tool. And it just goes to show, you know, you don't necessarily need a really big knife. You just need a very capable knife. And this one's still no play from any direction. The lockup is about 60%. So, but yeah, I don't mind that the assist is broke. I can easily just flick it without. The reverse flick isn't the best, but I can get it. But yeah, I really like this. Is one of my most recommended knives for somebody for a first knife getting into knives. It's really good. Now I leave it tip down instead of tip up, because when the clip is flipped this way, you have this much hanging out of your pocket, and in this case, you know, you don't have much hanging out of the pocket, and it just winds up working out. You just pull it out, hit the assist, and it flies open. So in this case, I don't mind the clip being this direction. Most knives I would though. Next, the Kershaw Atmos. I think this one's the Atmos. This one's technically not my, well, let me be clear. I gave it to somebody for a Christmas present, and then I saw them and I swapped with them. I gave them a different knife. I took this knife because it was really rusty. I think I did a video on it, but it was really rusty. The edge was just, I mean, horrifying. I mean, it was all broken, and so I put a nice new edge on it, got rid of the patina it had and all the rust, put a new sharpening choil in there, which isn't really that great of one, but you know, it was something. I know whoever, or if I switched back, because we were planning on switching back, and then I'd get the knife I gave him, you know, in return of this, so he wasn't without a knife. Next time I seen him, we would just switch back, but we haven't yet, so I still have it. But I know when he does get it back, he's just gonna beat the heck out of it. But deep carry clip, the action on these are really, really good. I mean, even when you hit the detent ball, like if you hit it right there, to me that's so satisfying. It feels kind of like a double detent, but you don't have to hit that. It's very, very smooth, extremely, extremely light with its FRN and fake carbon fiber. I think these are 8CR 13 MOV, I believe. Yeah, 8CR. So, budget of the budget. I think they're around 30 bucks. But they're great for people that, you know, just need a pocket knife. Next, the CRKT, right there, Terrestrial. So this is another one, 8CR 13 MOV. The action on it is really good. This does have a hollow ground blade. This one's been sharpened quite a bit though. Ooh, feels like I could use a sharpening right now. I could definitely get rid of that burr. It's got a burr all the way up and down. Let's just knock that off really quick. We have this sitting here. I was going to go through this pouch and tune up some of these knives. I might oil them after the video. That would have made a good video, right? Showing me tuning up a bunch of knives. Just, yeah, that helped it a lot. But one more swipe, one more. That burr just keeps rolling back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Anyways, but good knife, good action, great action. It is manual. It's not assisted. This actually was gifted to us by Blade Brigade, New York. Great action, and sometimes I can reverse flick it, but it's not that easy because it's got a smooth finish. But it does have pretty significant detent lash, deep carry clip. I had to bend the clip back. It does have an inset clip. Like, look at this. If CRKT can do it, all the other companies can do it. Inset clip with flat screws. I did wind up snagging this clip, and it bent all the way up. I had to fix it. That was at work. But yeah, good ergos, great choil, good knife. CRKT Terrestrial. Next one, every once in a while you guys see this on the channel, the ZT-0450. I have a love-hate relationship for this knife because ours came with such a bad heat treat. Originally, I thought I liked it. I didn't realize how bad it was till I really started getting into sharpening and then realized how much of a horror fest this thing was to sharpen. Now I think it's actually starting to get to maybe some decent steel. I don't know. Maybe not. I haven't sharpened in a long time, but maybe I'll give it another go. The last time I was able to put an edge on it, but it just doesn't seem like it lasts long, and it's very hard to put an edge on it. Like, it just seems like every time I get a burr and get an edge going, it just falls apart after one more swipe on the stone. But these things come in S35VN. It is a USA made knife, zero tolerance, 0450, titanium frame lock. The action on these is ridiculous. The action is amazing. This is a great knife. At one time, man, I loved this knife, but damn it, that heat treat just really, really got to me. And it's thick behind the edge. It starts off thick, so after I had to remove so much steel from it, it just got ridiculous. It's not a thin blade stock, especially for a small knife like this. So this thing cuts like crap, especially now. You know, maybe when they're brand new. Next one. This is the Rat 1 with a BJ Hill modification to it. Stonewash. You put the Spidey, or what's it called? The Spidey rat hole in there. Nice choil, nice finger choil. Very, very cool, man. This thing, these things are so comfortable. They're good slicers, great work knives. It originally came with his edge, but I've sharpened it since then, and it does have a pretty good edge on it right now. Decent, at least. You can reverse flick it and thumb flick it and do all the Spidey flicking stuff. Yeah, great knife. Just the way they are. Oh, here, I have one right here. Bam. So that's what it was, and this is what it is. So, cool modification by BJ Hill. Or Hilltop Knifing Gear. BJ over there at Hilltop Knifing Gear. All right, next we have the Kaiser Mini Bag Letter. I think this is 154 cm, or is it? Yeah, 154 cm G10 steel liners. They also make a large version of this, but just a cool little knife. We had the Dome at one time, but I'll tell you what, we give away so many knives that, I mean, luckily we do, I guess, because if we didn't, man, we have so many damn knives. And because, you know, especially from the beginning of our channel, you know, going through so many budget knives to make videos with, you know, you can't keep them all. Nice, cool pivot collar, decent geometry, not the best, but decent geometry. It's got kind of a clip point thing going. Nice, good blade shape, nice and thin. This thing is very sleek. Like even this gap right here from here to here is very small, so but it does have good access to lock bar still. Nice slow rolling action, nice thumb stud action. You can reverse flick it. It is on phosphor bronze, I think, yeah, phosphor bronze and Teflon. Yes, phosphor bronze and Teflon in there. So the Doman, I remember, was a lot more smoother than this one. This one's a little more tighter in the pivot, but still really nice. Next up, the Buck. I don't remember the name. We're going to call it the 285. I think it's 440A or 420A steel or something. Anyways, it comes in like one of those budget packs, and yeah, it's a good little backlock knife. I mean, if you need a knife for like on your fishing boat or in your tackle box or something like that, you do have a little spot right there for you to put your finger. You know, the ergos, it's very light, so you can feel like this happening and stuff, but still a nice little tough knife. Backlocks are usually pretty tough. It's not a triad lock, it is just a plain backlock, but still really good. It does have a hollow ground blade, but it's not a very deep hollow, so it's not thin behind the edge or anything. I did put a convex edge on there. For what reason, I don't know. I just did. And it is only tipped down. You can put a lanyard on it. This is like a plastic. But, hey, USA made. You know, come on. I mean, these things are like probably 20 bucks. So, yeah, not bad for, like as I said, a tackle box knife. Next. Oh, man, I can't believe this is in here. I really like this knife. The Bestech Warwolf. D2 G10 steel liners, amazing action. This thing has incredible action. The flipper tab is like a teardrop, so it sets you up where you can do the push button, light switch, however you want to do it. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's a very comfortable flipper tab. Mine, you know, has been sharpened quite a bit. It has, you know, the harpoon blade shape, which is very useful for EDC because you get great utility cuts down. It's good for self-defense. The way the handle shaped, you know, you see how it cants down, but it fills the hand very, very nicely. It's super comfortable. So that helps you with slicing, you know, it's like the blade is always going into the material. Cuts really good. This one's getting pretty thick behind the edge now, but it's still a great cutter. It still works really good. Easy access to the lock bar. Yeah, and these things are like 40 bucks, so not bad. $42 or something like that. The Bestech Warwolf. Yeah, this is a great knife from Bestech. I like this one. Last but not least, Boker Zero. This is, the designer of this knife has passed away, but what a cool design. Nice gigantic thumb studs, which was kind of like something, one of his trademarks, and this looks very similar to some of his customs. I think he had some with a hole, which I think would have been really cool. I wonder, maybe I'll take them, because you can take these thumb studs off. Maybe I'll tap a hole in it. That'd be kind of cool, right? You can reverse flick it. This is 440C. And it feels like a heavy duty knife, or should I say it is a heavy duty knife. Nice big giant stop pin, big liners. I mean, really thick liners, thick spine. It does have a hollow ground blade. It doesn't get down really thin, but it's still going to stay that same thickness for a little bit, you know, since it's a hollow ground blade. And yeah, just a cool knife. They were selling the titanium versions of this for like $80. So these are discontinued now. The action is pretty good. It has a light detent, but a heavy blade, and it is on phosphor bronze, I believe, or is it Teflon? Nope, it's on Teflon. So it's on Teflon. You know, maybe the detent's not light on this. It's actually pretty good, and you get a pretty good amount of leverage behind that thumb stud. But yeah, very cool, very unique too. I slip off the thumb stud a little bit sometimes, but it's not bad. But yeah, the ergos are really good. The clip works really good. It's got a rocky, really hard texture to it, very similar to a rock. And just such a unique design. I love its overbuiltness, and, you know, just feels like a tough knife. And yeah, it is a tough knife. So very, very cool. Easy access to the lock bar. It's riding on Teflon washers, so it's pretty damn smooth for being, you know, on Teflon, which Teflon is very smooth after it breaks in, you know, and it's almost like frictionless, you know, with Teflon. So you do have that kind of action, and it has a really nice stone washing to it. Beautiful stone washing. And there you guys go. I'm not sure how many knives we went through, but I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.